Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest today on a very rainy day here in Upton and probably all over the state. We have an encore appearance by Carol Mays. Welcome back, Carol.
Thank you.
She is a poet and an author, and she has a book out called, did we talk about this before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's called The Mystique of the Sea, and it's poems, stories, and intriguing facts. Did you design the cover?
Yes, through a template.
You did
Yeah.
it yourself. So
Yeah.
you're self-published.
Yes,
That's the way to go. I love it. Now, when did this come out?
About, I think last winter. I think it was my winter project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't,
Well,
I think Gary said I had gotten a copy. I don't remember, but I love the way you've got the girl, looks like she's on an island looking out to sea with the periscope. And you kind of just designed that on your own thinking.
well, I purchased the photo,
Yeah.
but then I set it with the template for the rest of the cover.
With a lot of lightning.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
it's symbolic of the book because she's searching for something, and the book is searching for the intrigue of the sea, and it goes through poems and stories and really interesting facts about all aspects of the ocean.
Yeah. The unique book includes poems and stories from many classical writers. If you're a poetry lover, listen to this. Including author Conan Doyle, who also wrote those didn't he write Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, yeah.
I got it. Okay. I remember there was one about a snake. Some story about a snake. Okay. Edgar Allan Poe. Who's Mikhail Lermontov?
He's a classical Russian writer.
Okay. Emily Dickinson, John Masefield. It also includes a multitude of facts about the sea, obtained and summarized from a variety of sources. Carol Mays has selected and compiled these materials as a way of conveying and celebrating the majesty and the mystery of the sea. So if you're looking for romance, history, adventure, fantasy, science, the oceans offer it all. What made you decide to do? Did you go to Cape Cod and sit there and get the muse for it?
Yeah, exactly.
You did?
Exactly. Well, not Cape Cod, but yeah. It was near Newport.
Okay, Newport.
We go to a place called Jamestown.
Yeah.
And I was wanting something that had to do with the mystery of the sea.
Yeah.
They had a little library in the place we were staying, but nothing related to the sea. And I thought, well, the next time I go to the sea, I want a book to read that I can enjoy.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to write it. So,
This is, I think, how many are in here? Do you know?
how many what?
How many poems?
60, 70 maybe.
All right, now,
The book is roughly divided into poems, stories, and facts.
A Wanderer's Song. You start with that one. Do you know? Now, did you write any of these yourself?
There's only one thing in this book that I wrote, other than all the summaries that I wrote.
Which one is that one?
And that's Newport at Night.
Okay, Newport at Night.
The rest
Here,
of
I
them,
see it. 31. Okay. Do you know it by heart?
No.
Will you read it for us?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Newport at Night. Because we're around here in New England, we sort of can relate to Newport. Newport is nice. The reason I don't go, I don't like that bridge.
Oh.
Freaks me out. I was a nanny many years ago, and I don't know, I don't remember much about it, but I remember seeing that coming, and I was in the back seat with the kids. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't want any part of it. You don't mind going over that thing?
No, it doesn't bother me. In fact, the first place we stayed in Jamestown was almost right under the bridge. It was just, I don't know, maybe 50 feet from the base of the bridge. And so at night you could go out and you see these gorgeous lights, and it's just gorgeous at night.
I'm just hoping nobody falls
Beautiful.
off of it
Oh,
into your
right.
That would be me.
Right.
All right. This is Carol's Newport at Night. Go for it.
City lights sparkling, mirrored in the bay. Multicolored jewels, amber, rose, and green, crystal, diamond, white. Gracing bridge and buildings, mansions, pubs, and shops. Fanciful reflections of countless points of intrigue. Neurons, lives entwining, schemes, ideas, and passions, complex as a motherboard, vibrant as a heartbeat, fertile and entrancing, as though fashioned by a cosmic magician's spell.
Now, for people who haven't met Carol before, Carol, where did you grow up?
Oh, heavens, that's an essay question.
Okay.
Let's see, Montana, New Jersey, Virginia, Ohio, Massachusetts.
I'm in shock. I don't think I ever asked you that. So, when did you get to Massachusetts? In high school, maybe college? Or?
The family moved to Massachusetts when I started the 5th grade, and I stayed there through high school graduation.
What town were you in?
In, several towns in Massachusetts. The last one was Foxborough.
My parents lived there. That's where my parents had. They had a sort of an apartment condo townhouse over in Foxborough. It's the last place they lived. I like Foxborough. There's a on Route 140. Is it Rentham or Franklin? King Philip's High School. It's right near Foxborough. But is there a Foxborough High School? There must be.
There is a Foxborough High School, and it's much more elaborate than it was way back when I was in the school. Now it looks like a college campus. It's very.
I'm wondering if that's the one we pass on the way to the cemetery to my parents. Is there a cemetery kind of entrance to it?
I don't remember.
I know we go by a big school field right there, but I know Foxborough pretty well. They've got some pretty unique stores over there. I like that. They've got a store over there called the Sober Camel, and people in recovery, whatever, can go over there. It's kind of fun, get books and all. Where is your book available? How can they get The Mystique of the Sea?
It's on Amazon, and through Amazon you can get it through their arrivals. Strangely enough, when you publish through Amazon, they make it available from their rivals as well. So
really?
You can also get it through, I believe you can get it through Barnes & Nobles and any other online bookstore.
Oh, you've marked in here some of your favorites?
I've noted some, but there's so many. I mean,
Okay, let me see. I'm going to try my hand at one of these. She's such a good poet. Gosh, how many years have I known you and Gary? Good grief. Gary's going to be on next. Her husband's waiting in the wings. Our guitarist, our theme songwriter. Boy, we got him too. But he put Carol in first. All right. Let's see. Now, I don't know where this began. Oh, you're talking about the Grateful Dead, too.
Yeah, I mean, I threw in everything I could think of related to the sea.
The Grateful Dead played a traditional sea ballad on their Reckoning album, and sometimes in concert, entitled Jack a Row. Why don't I remember this? Tells the story of a woman from London who loved a sailor named Jack who went to war in Germany. The complete Grateful Dead songbook. You've done some research. How long did it take you to make this book on?
That was the large part of the work, was finding all these facts from TV shows and different internet sites, magazines. You know, I did quite a bit of research, very intense research over the course of 3 or 4 months to gather all these facts and then summarize them. And I tried to validate the facts by checking different sources.
Carol, where are you appearing to get the word out? You know, book signings and presentations?
I tried to set some up, but the librarians never answered me. So
see, that's what I do. I'm a publicist. I know how to. I know the deal. You got to be a very squeaky wheel, and there's emails. Besides, and you can always phone. Oh yeah, mysteries and legends. Now, are you part Scottish?
No.
See, I am, and I'm looking at near the village of Callanish in the Outer Hebrides, Scotland. There are some impressive stone arrangements that predate Stonehenge by 2,000 years. It talks about the monoliths. I can't believe how much research you did for this. This is outstanding.
It's really interesting. I couldn't stop it. I mean, you would follow one link and it would lead you to another link and to another link, and it just was so fascinating.
Did you get to sleep?
I got hooked on it. I could hardly sleep. I mean, really, I would be up till 2 in the morning. Let me see. Yeah.
It gets addicting. The bottlenose dolphin can sleep while swimming. I wish I could do that. By shutting down half of its brain for 2 hours. Boy, that would be good. Some can't get to sleep. The mind's going at a time, and then reversing and shutting down the other half. It usually pairs up with another dolphin to do this from Scientific
Isn't that
American.
amazing? Yeah.
So they got to be together.
Well, that's what they usually do. Yeah.
Now you've marked this page. What on this page was what really took your interest?
Oh, the immortal jellyfish. This is amazing. There's a jellyfish. And I have the Latin name, although I can't pronounce it, can revert back to its juvenile state without dying.
It never dies?
No. Thereby starting its life all over again. It never dies. That's why they call it the immortal jellyfish. It does this without a brain. And then I put down here, humans who have brains cannot figure out how the creature accomplishes this.
Is that what I've heard? Or is it octopus? Are they doing research on this right now for us humans?
I think they're trying to find out how it does it.
I want that jellyfish stuff.
This information is from the National Geographic.
Yeah.
You know, most of these sources are legitimate sources, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's amazing.
It is, and I bet if we went over to UMass, the research centers, they would be able to tell us if they're working via the jellyfish to find out what could help us. Wouldn't that be something if we became immortal because of jellyfish? I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, and they're doing a lot of medical research on cone snails.
Cone snails?
There are 500 to 700 species of cone snails, and each has its own unique set of complex toxins. And they even, as they mature, these snails develop the ability to produce different toxins.
Yeah. But what are the toxins used for?
Well, apparently the scientists make this particular toxin into ziconotide. It's a painkiller 1,000 times more powerful than morphine, and prolonged use does not result in tolerance or addiction.
Why have we not heard about this?
I don't know, the doctors have. It's used to treat AIDS, cancer, neurological disorders, and once this peptide was discovered and analyzed, it can be manufactured artificially.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
this all because you're interested in the sea, and this is where it led you.
Yeah, all over the place.
Keep going.
So this, I don't know how to pronounce it, ziconotide was the first drug to be derived from a marine species, and since it has been so successful, there is now a wave of new explorations into finding other sea organisms that can offer medical benefits. And there's a seemingly endless set of possibilities because so much marine life has yet to be discovered and or studied.
That could benefit us.
Right, right.
You may end up as a marine biologist. She's going to end up with a degree.
And the sheer size of some of these things. I mean, there's a particular, I think it's a jellyfish in, usually hangs out in the Arctic, 120 feet long. Can you imagine? The lion's mane jellyfish, 120 feet long.
In the Arctic?
Usually lives primarily in Arctic waters. Again, that's from the National Geographic.
120 feet long. Why would it grow that big? I can't imagine.
And then I want to mention this video that I saw on YouTube of the weedy sea dragon.
A what?
A weedy sea dragon. It's a
Okay. A weedy sea dragon.
It's a cousin to the leafy sea dragon. It's polka dotted and striped. It has leafy extensions, and it has been filmed doing an elaborate courtship dance in which the male and female elegantly mirror each other's movements. And it's to see that, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
Where's that? Where do you find those?
that's on YouTube.
No, but where does that live? That creature?
Gee, I think I read it, but I don't remember.
We're talking with Carol Mays, and she's an author and a poet. Now, this isn't the only book she's written, believe me. This, too, we wanted to talk about. Now, that you've been on before with this, but it was a different
Right.
cover, right?
I have two different versions of this one.
I love
Yeah.
purple's my favorite. Now, this came out. When did this one come out?
I don't even remember. To look at the date here. 2016.
Okay, that was about 3 years ago. Okay, I remember that. Look at the beautiful color. Why did you choose 2 volumes, 2 different ones?
The one I had written to be a paperback.
Yeah.
This one I wrote so that I could do ornamental craft work on it.
Yeah.
But after I did this cover, I thought, well, I'm going to keep this one as a paperback too.
Mhm.
So
this is a collection of uplifting poems. This book offers a respite from a world in which stress, and negative images abound. Poet Carol Mays has compiled these uplifting poems from many sources, including the work of classic poets, again, right, musicians, and her own prior publications. Positive, clear, beautiful writing is hard to find in today's culture, and this is a treasure trove. They range from fanciful to sublime, simple to sophisticated, and gentle to passionate. The reader is sure to find something in these pages that brings light and warmth to the soul. These were all, not all of them. You've got something. Yeah, here's yours, your eyes.
there's a lot of mine in this one. Yeah.
Read this.
as well as many other
Read that for
authors.
us. She wrote this
Uh,
one.
Your eyes. No finer jewels exist on earth than your sparkling eyes to me. Like mirrors set in an infinite row, displaying your hopes, thoughts, fears, and joys, they reveal all hopes, thoughts, fears, and joys, reflecting lights and skies and oceans, portals to space, time, and humanity, to all that really matters.
When did you write that one? Was it 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
You know, I got so carried away with other projects after I completed this,
Yeah.
like that one and some of my craft work,
Yeah.
that I forgot about this book. And I just I just picked it up last night because somebody said they really loved this book.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I'm going to see what they read. So I picked it up and I thought, my God, this is gorgeous.
What's some of
This
your
is
favorite ones in
beautiful
there?
stuff.
Anything that's favorites?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, besides her own. I see a Carol Mays right
Well,
there.
here's one of mine.
Okay.
Night flying. I drift aloft with gossamer wings, slowly slanting toward the moon, beaming with its nimbus glow. Like me, it seems to shift positions, darting between forms and shadows, darkened slopes and rounded hills. Shimmering streams grow mute below us, sending clear, sweet twinkles skyward, forever gracing souls in flight.
Where did you write that? By a beach or in a forest? Where did you
On my bed, I think.
You just came up with it?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it easy to come to you? Do they just kind of come to you?
Yeah, well, it's a long process, but initially it comes and you write it down immediately, otherwise it's gone.
It's
You know.
gone.
But
Yeah.
then you refine it and you refine it and you work on it for a couple of years. At least
That's you work on it for a couple of years, even though it comes out perfectly, like basically the first
Well,
time?
it never comes out perfectly. Well, once in a great while it does.
Yeah.
This is a really crazy poem. I wrote this kind of to be amusing, but it's also meaningful. Do you want to hear this?
Yeah, definitely.
Hidden worlds. This goes right back to the ocean, too.
Yeah.
Some things I think are overhead are also underneath my bed, and this is true of you as well. So mark my words now as I tell. Beneath the clothing bins we store, under the stairs and basement floor, beneath the tracks of snails and slugs, the homes of chipmunks, moles and bugs, beneath the cracks where waters run through garnet and magnesium, below the mantle an iron core, more mantle crust than ocean floor, with thermal vents, volcanic glint, turtles, whales, and tiny shrimp. Beneath the driving winds and rain, we find the stratosphere again, and deeper still, the moon's bright face, then stars and wonders strewn through space. So maybe now my claim is clear. We rest upon a little sphere, and up and down make sense alone to beings who are stuck at home.
You know, when you started it off, like, think maybe something under the bed. Think of how many of us were kids, right? I know. I'd be like, is there anything in here? Is there anything under my bed?
Right.
Is that where you
Right.
got the idea? Like when you were a kid?
No, I don't know how this came into my head. This is the chapter on play. So, like I said, I was writing it to be playful.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. I had to have the hall light on.
Yeah.
For quite a long time. I don't know. I was just. Ugh.
Let me read you one which to me is the most beautiful.
I'm talking with Carol Mays,
stanza.
and she's a poet and an author. Been on many times before. She is the wife of our singer-songwriter Gary Blanchard, and he will be on next. She writes wonderful poems. She's also a crafter, and we're going to talk about this because you're doing into painting rocks now, right?
I'm trying, ironically enough, I'm trying to do the same thing with the rocks that I did with this book,
Yeah.
which is to uplift people. So I'm painting they're unusual stars, and I would say stars on rocks, except they're unusual
Yeah.
stars, and hearts on rocks. I'm putting little cabochons, attaching little cabochons in the middle.
Yeah.
And then
What is it, a cabochon?
resining the whole thing.
What is that?
It's like a jewel, but these are domed. They glisten rather than sparkle.
Okay.
But you attach them, so they're very uplifting. These little rocks,
Yeah.
And so what I plan to do with them, in fact, I've done it with some of them, is put them out like in parks, and when you go sometimes to playgrounds, there are trees with these protruding roots,
Yeah.
and I put them like
How about the hospitals?
Along the, yeah, I could put them there.
Yep.
You know, anywhere is where somebody will find them and say, "Oh, look at this."
Grafton Library somebody's putting these, not just like yours, but they're painting a little rock with a saying on it.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like, well, that's a cool idea.
That's a big fad. That's international.
I
That's
love
a
it.
big fad.
And then tell us this, what
Kindness
happened.
Rocks is called.
Somebody said they're going to take half of your, was it a percentage of when they sell it?
The library said that they wanted to keep them there for people to. This is the library in West Brookfield
Yeah.
to look at, and that if I was willing for them to sell it, they would take a certain little cut. I think it's like 20%, and I would get the rest. You know. And I offered to them, well, you can take a bigger cut than that. I want to support the library, you know.
Yeah.
But she misinterpreted me. The librarian misinterpreted me, and she says, "Oh, don't sell yourself short. These are worth more than that." I'm thinking, well, I wasn't selling myself short. I just wanted to make you a contribution. You know?
And it's working, right? It's working. People
I don't
buy
know.
it.
This was only like a week ago, so I don't know.
Come on up this way
if
and do
they're
a try.
selling
Yeah, we got a lot of libraries up here. Go ahead.
It's funny. I'm
something
trying
else
to
too.
find this.
I wish you brought a rock with you.
Oh.
Are they like different, like you're
Um,
using acrylics and then cute designs on them? Or just painting it and then putting the thing in the middle? And
I had a die made, and I used that to paint a little star in silver paint. Like I say, it's like a Christmas star. It's an unusual star, and then I have this particular glittery stuff. It's not really glitter, but it's glittery stuff that I put over it.
Yeah.
Then I have this beautiful, multi-dimensional, reflective cabochon that I put in the middle.
yeah.
So
Are they like this? They like this?
my favorite ones are real small,
A little
like
one.
this. But
Where-
I'm also working on larger ones, putting another design on the outside of some larger ones.
Where are you getting the rocks? Do you go to local like quarries and things like that?
You can get them online. You can get just about everything online. You
You
know.
want to get your rocks online?
Yeah. You know what? I order them online, but Gary and I found a lot of them at the shore too, different beaches.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know.
I know over off of 146, there's like a quarry or something. I think you can get them on the side of the road. You know, small, big, you know, and everything. Get for free.
Yeah, right.
Don't you have to order your rock?
Right.
No.
Well, but you want beautiful, smooth, round ovals, and they're very hard to find around.
But there's a machine,
around
right?
here.
Like a thing you can, what do you call it, buffer your
You
rocks?
may be able to grind them.
Yeah.
It might be
I wanted
possible.
one of those one time. I don't know how
Yeah.
much they cost. That'd be cool. Get your free rock and then
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I have to look into
you
that.
could make
But-
necklaces out of, once you got them all smooth and then have a bore, the bore that goes through it, bore a hole, right?
Mhm.
Next thing you know, she'll be doing your jewelry.
Well, but I want to create magic for kids, man. I want them to go out and find these rocks, you know.
That's a good thing. Like almost
You
like
know.
an Easter hunt.
Yeah.
An egg hunt.
Right.
All right, go ahead. I know
Right.
you got one there.
Now here it is. This is by Trumbull Stickney. I still think is the most beautiful stanza.
What's it called?
Stanza that was ever written. It's from Pandora's Songs. This is just one little piece of it. As an immortal nightingale, I sing behind the summer sky, through leaves of starlight, golden pale, that shiver with my melody, along the wake of the full moon, far on to oceans and beyond, where the horizons vanish down in darkness clear as diamond. Isn't that
There's your
beautiful?
diamonds, yeah.
I mean, it's
You've got that sparkle down pat.
Uh,
You'd have liked one of the guests we had. She came up from New York, Yonkers, New York, the other day. She does artwork and painting. Her thing is, she's a very young girl. Stars with sparkles. You would love to meet her.
Oh,
all the way
cool.
up here by herself from Yonkers, New York. I wouldn't do it, but she thinks nothing of it. She's about my son's age. Why not? It's a whole different group.
Yeah, it's very popular, you know. Last year, you could walk around our town center and even by the post office. You would find these gorgeous little rocks that people had painted. Some of them are painted by kids, and that kind of uplifts you just to see what the kids painted on these rocks. But it's a big movement called Kindness Rocks.
When you
It's
order them
really-
online, do you have to order a certain amount? Like a big...
There are a lot of different vendors, so you just pick what you
It's expensive?
what you want. They cost about $1 a piece, the rocks. But to get one that's smooth and perfectly oval
Yeah.
or round, it's worth it, you know.
I guess, yeah, why not, right? How do you
Yeah.
do it at night, day, or where do you fit all this in?
Well, I'm not working anymore, thank goodness, so
Okay.
I have the time.
What did you used to do, Carol? Remind us what you used to
Oh, I had so many different jobs. The most recent one I had was as an ombudsman, where I went around to visit long-term care facilities.
Was it through Tri-River or
Tri-Valley.
Tri-Valley.
Yeah.
I interviewed them from Webster, is it? Or
Yes,
Douglas?
I know you interviewed my boss, actually.
Yeah. I think she mentioned knowing you.
Oh, okay.
And I remember, I was like, oh, yes, we know Carol Mays. So you were doing that for quite... How long did you do that?
That was only lasted about 2.5 years, I think.
2.5 years? That's
Yeah.
not the easiest job, and it's a voluntary job. You know, an ombudsman, that's tough. I think to feel like you're in between the staff and you're trying to be an advocate for the patient.
It was difficult, yeah.
Stress. I was thinking
Yeah.
of doing it after watching what my mother went through. I'm thinking, I don't know if you get angry inside and you're thinking, I know what you guys are trying to pull, and this poor woman is just trying to tell you what's going on in the night crew, and I believe it.
Well, the basic problem is that they just don't have enough aides around to hire.
But the
And-
attitude, though, towards the person who needs to go to the bathroom, come on, it's just not right.
It's. I mean, there are better. Some places are better than others, but the basic problem everywhere is there's just not enough aides.
I don't know why. They
And-
say Massachusetts, we're one of the worst as far as nursing homes go. I didn't know that. I'm glad my mother and father didn't know about it. I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying that's not cool that we're not up there. You know, we've got the greatest medical thing here in our state.
Yeah. And I would always feel like I was in the way because they're so harried. The staff that are there are so harried
Yeah.
to get everything done that they have to get done. And I'm coming up saying, well, what about this? And, this resident says this. And I'm just in their way because they're trying to get their work done. So it was a difficult position to me to be trying to do something positive for the lives of these residents.
Did it work? 9 times out of
Uh,
10, did it work? Or
Yeah, every once in a while I felt like I really accomplished something for a patient. Sometimes you have to be pretty forceful about it. Like this patient wanted a different mattress,
Right.
that was more comfortable. And he had one. I mean, I brought it to the attention of the supervisor, and he had one within a couple of days, and so he was
Good.
happy. Every once in a while you have little successes like that,
Yeah.
where you feel like you really did something for somebody,
Yeah, I stress. I
Yeah.
can see people who want to push back and not really listen to you, and they're like, "Well, we haven't got time for that."
Right, and they
Oh.
don't. They don't really have to. That's the problem. Yeah, it's a difficult situation all the way around.
Talking with
Yeah.
Carol Mays again,
No.
and she is a poet and an author. Before you leave, read us one more poem. We're going to show you the books
Oh,
again.
okay.
Before she does, she's got The Mystique of the Sea, Poems, Stories, and Intriguing Facts. And she's going to read out of, what's your title on this one again now?
This is a collection of uplifting poems,
Right.
and it's also known as just plain uplifting poems. There's 2 different books, but it's
Are
the
there
same.
copies
it's the
of
same
these
book.
downstairs in the library?
I believe so. I delivered them.
All right,
So,
okay, all right. Here she
let's
goes.
see. You want another?
Got about a minute left. Go for it.
All right.
Pick
All right.
one.
Well, here's the one
All
right
right.
off the top of my head. In the beginning, a light has always been glowing close to the heart of the universe. Over the course of time and evolution, we as mortals have lived in fragile transience. Yet, flickering in the soul is a sublime primordial sparkle. In this ember born of the primal fire, the transient contains the immortal, and the infinite caresses the finite. Through the morass of earthly chaos, the crystal beacon shines, and its power has not been extinguished.
You wrote that one?
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing. Carol, one more time. How can they get your books?
Just go on to any of the online bookstores, especially Amazon, and you should find these books there.
Now,
and they're in Kindle. They're Kindle versions as well.
I hope you're still going to be doing those rocks the next time you and Gary are on, because I love her craft. You were doing journals, right? These cute journals?
Ornamental versions of these books. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
You're creative. We got to see all sides here. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
All righty. See you next
Thank
time.
you. Okay.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream.